everybody, and welcome back to another episode of DGS2 Case 3. We have just finished talking to Susato, and I have dressed up Susato for the occasion since we'll be traveling with her once more, eventually. Might as well, since everyone is wearing their DLC outfits. Before we head out, we're going to be presenting some stuff.
That was used to shoot down the hot air balloon, right?
Yeah, shooting arrows. What a dangerous weapon.
I have a fair amount of confidence in my skill with a bow.
Wow, really?
For instance, if you were to set an apple on your head, I could shoot that apple off with a fair amount of accuracy.
A fair amount? You know what I think? I don't think there's any need to put that apple on my head. Oh, Iris is here with us. That's the tea set.
Now I can make tea for you again.
I'm not a fan of bitter things, but I like the tea Susato-san makes. But only if there are sweet treats to go with it.
Normally, I prefer to pair matcha with Japanese sweets, but it's not really practical since we've been in London for so long.
I like chocolate with my matcha. Chocolate.
You're so naughty, Naruhodō-sama.
For some reason, she seems to be concerned about me. But chocolate's amazing! Ooh, chocolate matcha sounds pretty good, too.
The steam is rising quietly as usual.
For some reason, I just can't feel calm without it. We're burning charcoal in there, so there's no need to worry about gas.
But you must be careful to remember to open the window. If you keep it shut because it's cold, you could end up endangering your life.
Is there something dangerous about wanting to keep the room warm? Well, you're keeping a lot of smoke inside the room too, which is not fun.
In any case, let's have some tea together later.
That's my desk. It's a perfectly and beautifully messy as ever. As perfectly.
I wish you'd just tidy it already.
Here's what I think, Susato-san. The mess is a sign that my life is changing day by day. In order to properly enjoy that change, I'm purposely leaving it as it is. Uh-huh.
But if that's the case, then I think that's even more reason to tidy it. Doing so allows you to enjoy life's changes anew to your heart's content.
I just can't out-argue her, even though I'm a lawyer. Hello?
That Daruma-sama still has one eye that hasn't been filled in yet.
Well, I mean, you were going to be the one to decide when it got filled. Personally, I think it'd be okay if you fill it in right now.
This sort of chance doesn't come around every day. You should savor the anticipation.
Oh, Susato, you tease.
This is the photo we took when I left London, isn't it? I've got a copy in my room back home as well, of course.
I was afraid we'd never get to smile like this ever again. I was afraid we'd never get to smile like this again together.
Yes, I fear the same. I'm certain that there's a reason for our reunion.
True. Now that Susato-san is back, I feel like the giant gears of fate have begun to move once more. That spade has been here since we moved into this room.
As I said before, it's not a spade, it's a shovel.
Large ones are spades, the little ones for gardening are shovels.
The large ones are shovels, the little ones for gardening are spades.
I guess this is round 2 of this unending debate. This is Susato-san's desk. I left it just the way it was so I'd be ready for her whenever she came back.
Wow, there's not a speck of dust on it. It's so clean. Did you keep it clean for me, Naruhodō-sama?
Yeah, I couldn't stand seeing dust on your desk.
It's just the way I left it 6 months ago. I'm so touched.
Aww.
However, conversely, your desk is just as pigsty as it was 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's the way I like it.
Your smile is strangely soothing.
Susato-san's private room is behind that door. I've never been invited inside, nor have I even gotten a peek at what's in there.
The only one allowed in that room is Iris-sama.
I wonder if I'll start hearing them laughing and having fun in there again. Oh. Speaking of Iris.
It took me almost a year, but I managed to write a long story based on the notes my papa left me. It's one of Holmesy's stories called The Hound of the Baskervilles.
But Holmes-san forbid you from announcing it, and hid the manuscript somewhere where you couldn't get it, didn't he?
No one but Holmesy and I knew about the manuscript. And yet, Susato-chan knew the title.
What sort of story is this? This Hound of the Baskervilles? One second. I need some water. I think I have something in my throat.
And she wouldn't tell me how she knew it.
Yes, I promised that I explained someday. I think I'm ready to fulfill that promise. Oh, good!
Huh?
And we're not gonna wait like several cases for you to tell us.
I'm deeply sorry to have kept you waiting, Iris-sama.
The Hound of the Baskervilles. Ooh, this track is nice.
The reason I found out about it was total coincidence. It happened not long before we left Japan. I was cleaning my father's study. I noticed a large box of documents on the decorative desk. The label on that box had the following written on it in English. The Hound of the Baskervilles manuscript.
Huh? Wait, why is it all the way in Japan?
My Baskervilles manuscript! Of course, I had no idea what it was. That's when...
Susato, what do you think you're doing?
Father.
Did you look at it?
No, I only saw the title.
Forget what you saw.
Huh?
You must never tell anyone that you saw it. I understood. What the heck is going on with this Hound of Baskervilles? Jesus Christ! What was Iris-chan's manuscript doing in the Great Japanese Empire?
I don't know. When I later heard the name Baskerville from Iris-sama, I unthinkingly let it slip out. I never imagined that that might be of Holmes-sama's unpublished stories.
Why was it...
When I returned to Japan, I interrogated my father about it, but he used to give me any answers, and the big box of documents had vanished from his study without a trace.
It came back to... You know what I'm wondering about? You know how Holmes was on the ship of the Alacrez? I'm wondering, at the time, did Holmes go to Japan to pick up the manuscript and it came back over to the Great British Empire? Because it would take a while for something to be sent back over. So maybe? I don't know. The whole, I'm just like, why was Holmes on the ship of Alacrez in the first place, you know? And I've now lost where I was. It vanished. Okay, it vanished without a trace.
I'm afraid that's all I know about it. I know that there must be a reason for all the secrets my father is keeping, but I decided I could at least tell you, Iris-sama, Naruhodō-sama. what I know. Thanks for telling me, Susato-chan.
Even though it just gives us more questions than answers right now.
Now then, Naruhodō-sama, let us head out and investigate. I made myself memorize all the details of this case. And I heard about the case involving the wax museum from Iris-sama.
Oh, you're really something, Susato-san.
It sounds as though we need to investigate Enoch Drebber-sama. He's the engineer who created the big magic prop device, isn't he?
Yeah, he's apparently he's a swindler who's known in both the magic world and the science world.
In that case, we'll simply have to nab that suspicious character.
True. Nice if we could find him, even just to learn more about the secret circumstances behind this case.
Huh. You know how it is. When it comes to finding a missing person, that stuff is better left to the police or a famous detective.
Guess we should ask him if he has any ideas. Well, we don't have much time, so we better get investigating.
Right. Well, good luck, you two.
Oh? You're not coming along today, Iris-chan?
Nah, there's an herb market being held on Princeton Street today. You can tell me all about what you found tonight, okay?
Iris-chan strode off briskly and left. A green scrap of cloth? What are we looking at? Oh! Wait. Is that what we're examining? I think so. This is new, sorry, I don't think I was examining this originally. Anyway, thick layers of canvas coated with a thick layer of rubber. Never seen anything like this, but when I tried performing a deduction on it like Holmes-san does, might be a scrap of raincoat or someone who wanted to stay dry at all costs, judging by the thickness. And if you assume that the burn marks came from that person being struck by lightning or something, you feel a lot better about it.
What?
No, actually, I guess you don't, do you? You know, Naruhodō always complains about Holmes, but he really loves that joint reasoning mechanic a lot. He's like a closet fan, I swear. Okay, alright, we're done. Sorry, that was new. I was like, what is this green scrap she's telling me to look at? Oh! Okay. We're moving to the detention center first. Apparently. Well, I see Benjamin has been extremely busy. Same day, unspecified time, detention center, holding cell 11. What the heck is all this?
He's scribbled a bunch of detailed equations all over the walls.
And he's still scribbling away on the back wall of his cell. Dr. Dirtpour, sorry to bother you while you're busy.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodō! And who might this young lady be?
My name is Mikotoba Susato. I'm a legal aide. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
If only I'd met a lovely lady like you earlier in my life. I'm sure I wouldn't be in this mess now. Well, maybe that's not true. Guess it doesn't really have anything to do with it, does it?
I'm not sure what to say besides I apologize.
Dr. Dirtpour, I'm sorry too for the way things turned out today. Sorry I couldn't fulfill what you hired me to do.
No! Please, don't worry about that. It was all because I insisted on behaving oh so foolishly.
By the way, Dirtpour-sama, what are all these equations for?
Oh, you mean these? Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but... It suddenly came to me, so I started writing it all down on whatever I could get my hands on.
Oh, does this mean that you came up with a new idea? Like some new research data for your teleportation theory or something?
No, actually, this is... my autobiography.
Autobiography?
How I Got Suckered In by Benjamin Dirtpour. It's an ambitiously long formula detailing my odd and unfortunate fate, expressed mainly through odd numbers.
See.
I have to find some way of paying back the money I borrowed to build that device, after all. Serialization will begin next month. Equation 1, born and raised.
That is a really tiny book, oh my god! In any case, I feel like I could learn a thing or two from his optimism. Anyway, would you mind letting us hear your side of the story once more?
So sure, please, hear what I have to say. I was suckered in, I tell you. I trusted those two. By which I mean Mr. Conrad Kingsley and electrical engineer Enoch Drebber.
I hope he's not going to try to tell us everything he wrote in those formulas on the walls. Oh, I'm sure it's interesting information to learn about. Today's trial.
I feel like everything I thought I knew was turned on its head today. My research, Mr. Kingsley, my device, my theory.
So sorry. I had no choice.
Don't worry about it. What I should have been trying to defend weren't secrets. I honestly didn't intend to try to fool the world.
Got the feeling that you weren't.
But during today's trial, I realized
Realized what?
doing something wrong without knowing, and knowingly doing something wrong aren't that different. Ignorance is a heavy, unforgivable crime.
Sama.
In today's trial, Baroque, he believed in my theory.
But couldn't that have just been a facade for the prosecution to build its case on?
He's not the sort of man who would do something like that. I think he truly believed in my theory.
I wonder if he did.
I feel like I understand now. I think I understand why he agreed to prosecute my trial.
Van Zeke's intentions.
When that huge accident occurred, neither the police, nor the prosecutors, nor the defense attorneys, none of them would believe my theory.
Can't help feeling like I personally gave his theory its final send-off.
That's why if anyone but Baroque had prosecuted my trial, then I'm sure my theory would have been pronounced trickery from the start.
And if that had happened, it seems safe to assume that you would have been accused of being a fraud.
Yes, that would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Baroque believed in me as a scientist to the bitter end.
So then, that's why he decided to prosecute?
I understand how he feels. He's always been kind and considerate of his friends.
You can't see me, but I'm making a face at this whole thing. This is very bizarre to hear about Baroque in this light.
But that kind and considerate prosecutor to be wearing quite the frigid expression as he declared you a murderer.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still a bit puzzled by that part.
On the other hand, if the Grim Reaper's power is a real deal, then I wonder what he thinks about that contradiction. Mr. Kingsley.
So then, he intended to deceive me from the very beginning?
Unfortunately, I think that's what we should probably assume.
When I first met him, I was told he was an investor who had access to tremendous resources. He looked at my paper and declared, "You must continue this research for the sake of humanity!" He said it so passionately.
But in reality, it seems that he was the leader of a criminal organization.
I never dreamed that he could be that kind of person.
That device of yours was indeed a magic trick prop. It seems safe to assume that he didn't actually invest all that much in it.
But considering what a flashy experiment it was, it's been a really outstanding trick.
We young scientists all have our own theories and ambitions and brightly blazing hope. Yet we're all depressingly poor. We long to research and yet we can't! There are even those who take on second-hand jobs that aren't exactly legal in order to earn funds to continue their research. To take advantage of and trick someone in a situation like that is like kicking them while they're down.
That's exactly why I want to do anything I can to find that fraud. Now that Mr. Kingsley is already gone, the only one left is
Drebber.
Drebber the engineer. But he's not only a mechanical engineer, but he's also a magician and a fraud, huh?
One day last year, Mr. Kingsley brought him to my lab. Since then, we met numerous times to plan out my device and discuss things.
And you couldn't tell at the time that he was just a magician?
That man is certainly not just a magician.
What do you mean?
First and foremost, he possesses genuine scientific knowledge. I am a scientist, albeit a flawed one. I could tell by talking to him.
I see.
That man is a loathsome person who simply wanted to take advantage of you. Hopefully, we'll be able to drag him to tomorrow's trial somehow, but please, if you have any clues that might help us find him, then we need him.
I'm sorry. The only thing I ever talked to him about was the device, so... But, I guess there is one thing. I've actually been to his factory before.
His factory?
It's the big lab where Juror built my device.
Why didn't you tell us that sooner? Enoch Drebber's factory. If we go there, we might be able to catch him. The engineer's factory. So, you've been to Enoch Drebber's factory before, right?
Yes, just once. It was a huge lab, spacious enough for him to build my device inside of it.
And just where is that factory? We'll go there ourselves. Maybe he's hiding out there right now.
Actually, this is incredibly difficult for me to say, but...
Let me guess, you don't actually know where it is.
I have no idea where that factory is.
Yep.
I'm so sorry!
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Well, see, I was made to wear a blindfold for the whole carriage ride.
Blindfold. That was very cautious of him.
But it was quite a remarkable factory. It was packed with cutting-edge machinery and equipment. Even the oil he used was top-quality French-produced stuff that you can't even buy in this country. Ah, the indescribable, unique aroma of that imported oil. If only the women of the world would throw away their perfume and adopt that fragrant oil instead.
Okay, Benjamin, you need to calm down on the oil here. Well, Susato-san, you want to give some of that oil a try?
I still have yet to even try normal perfume.
God damn it, Naruhodō.
Is there nothing that might have given you an idea about its address? For instance, a business card or a postcard?
No way. A cautious guy like that would never—
Ah! Come to think of it, he did give me his business card. Look!
What?
Pardon me!
Wow, Susato-san snatched that up quick.
Knock rubber, mechanical engineer. That's all it says. There's no address written on it.
God damn it! Well, I didn't expect there to be. We borrow it for the time being. Drebor's business card. Enoch Drebor's business card. The only thing written on it is his name, so we don't know the factory's address. Okay, I think we're actually done talking to him, but we get to present stuff now.
Oh ho! What a fascinating object!
It's proof in the Japanese Empire that the wearer is a defense attorney. Attorney. I feel braced for anything when I wear it.
Haha, I understand the feeling, but it's not very logical, is it?
What do you mean?
For instance, when I wear a lab coat, I feel like my whole body is in a brace. But there's a perfectly logical reason for that.
Really? What sort of reason?
It's because I accidentally bought my lab coat one size too small. It's especially tight in the sleeves.
You call that logical?
That's right! It's the very paragon of logic, Mr. Naruhodō!
Okay, Benjamin, if you say so. I think you're just hiding your mistakes here. Anyway, we're done, so we're gonna be moving out now. It looks like we're heading towards the High Court of Justice. Okay. Let's go see him. I don't think we're gonna be able to get through the entire conversation, but we will at least get the initial conversation started. Ooh. Hello, who are you? The same day, unspecified time, the High Court of Justice, Chief Magistrate's office. Huh? There's someone standing next to Lord Vortex over there.
I wonder who that is. I've never seen her before.
Hello there, folks. Well done on the trial this morning. Thanks to you, our government is in quite the stir right now.
You mean over Dr. Dirkpour's device?
The experiment at the London's World's Fair that everyone saw turned out to be a hoax, after all. Excuse me. The government has been utterly disgraced. Apparently they're trying to run damage control now. Lord Van Zeke should be on his way to the White Hall right now to give an emergency report.
Well, sorry for the trouble.
You are not to blame. It's the government's fault for allowing itself to be deceived. That's all. The special provision for the protection of science and technology, which had been protecting the crime scene, will be lifted before the day is out. Once our scientific investigation unit gives the word, the hunk of scrap metal will be disposed of instantly. Scrap metal, huh? I'll be in touch later, Lord Vortex. Thank you for your hard work.
Who was that?
She's Scotland Yard's pride and joy, Chief Coroner Courtney Sith. She's taking command of the scientific investigation unit in this case. She's a doctor. She was just giving me a report on the victim. Victim? Mr. Conrad Kingsley, huh? After receiving the result of today's trial, I sought the opinion of the coroner's office. If you want to know the result of the investigation, you should ask Dr. Sith directly. You ought to be able to find her in the forensic medicine lab. Alright then. So, what was it you wanted to talk about? I think I could spare about 7 minutes and 39 seconds. It's like he somehow managed to get his schedule caught up after his insane lateness the other day. Well, unfortunately, we don't have that 7 minutes to continue this, so we will talk to Mr. Vortex in the next video. I'll see you guys then.